Watch slew of Democrats say there's no evidence Trump colluded with Russia. The mainstream media have created the Trump-Russia collusion story out of thin air. Day after day, the networks breathlessly report details on the collusion without ever saying exactly what that collusion is or what evidence they have to prove it. CNN, as usual, is the worst of them. The anti-Trump net on Tuesday posted a story that ruminated on how Russia conducted its election attacks. Attacks? There were attacks? No need to back that claim up. Reuters is also getting in on the game, posting this. Exclusive. Trump campaign had at least 18 undisclosed contacts with Russian sources. Pretty damning, until you get to paragraph 6. The people who described the contacts to Reuters said they had seen no evidence of wrongdoing or collusion between the campaign and Russia in the communications reviewed so far. Well, guess we've read enough of that story. No one ever says exactly what the, quote, collusion was on how Russia, quote, influenced the election. Senator Mark Warner has gotten as close as anyone we've seen when he said last month that Russia operated a troll farm that sought to change the outcome of the election. The Russians employed thousands of paid internet trolls and botnets to push out disinformation and fake news at a high volume, focusing this material onto your Twitter and Facebook feeds and flooding our social media with misinformation. Okay, not very plausible or even capable of affecting a nationwide election in which some 125 million people voted, but at least it's a theory. An actual charge. Few Democrats ever say with any specificity what the supposed collusion is. In fact, far more Democrats are focused to admit that there really is no evidence of any type of collusion. Representative Maxine Waters, who has repeatedly called for President Trump's impeachment, was asked, "Have you seen anything in either intelligence briefings, anything to back up any of the accusations that you've made?" "No, we have not," she said. Senator Dianne Feinstein was asked, "Do you have any evidence that there was in fact collusion between Trump associates and Russia during the campaign?" "Not at this time." Let's take a quick listen now.
He and I, and we all know who he is. This is someone who should know. I want to read what he said just a few weeks ago. But Mr. Clapper then went on to say that to his knowledge there was no evidence of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. We did not conclude any evidence in our report. And when I say our report, that is the NSA, FBI, and CIA, with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between the members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that in our report. Was Mr. Clapper wrong when he said that?
I think he's right about the report, which you all have read.
We did not include any evidence in our report, and I say our, that's NSA, FBI, and CIA with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that included in our report.
I understand, but does it exist?
Not to my knowledge.
Can you say definitively that there was collusion? There were people affiliated with the Trump campaign who were working with Russians to time the release of damaging information about Hillary Clinton that had been hacked either from John Podesta or the DNC?
I don't think we can say anything definitively at this point.
Have you seen anything, either intelligence briefings, anything to back up any of the accusations that you've made?
Well, first of all, don't forget that all of our intelligence agencies said yes, they have the documentation that they did the hacking.
The hacking.
On the DNC.
Right.
And on some of us, you know, that have.
But the collusion, though.
No, we have not.
But do you have evidence that there was in fact collusion between Trump associates and Russia during the campaign?
Not at this time.
What's your view on any proof? Have you seen anything that suggests any collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign?
Well, there's an awful lot of smoke there, let's put it that way. People that might have said they were involved, to what extent they were involved, to what extent the president might have known about these people or whatever. There's nothing there from that standpoint that we have seen directly linking our president to any of that.
And there you have it, folks. So all these hearings that are lasting forever, just a waste of taxpayer money. It's unbelievable. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.